All right, we got us another one today. And this time it's another sample. This one is Nashville Barrel. It's a small batch, 6 years old, 115 proof. Let's get into it. As I was saying, Nashville Barrel bourbon, 6 years old, 115 proof. I have had the pleasure of meeting Mike, the founder of Nashville Barrel. Amazing dude. Was able to get a private tasting dinner with him and several of my friends, and just had a phenomenal time. Bought several bottles. Nashville Barrel is doing some. They're doing some stuff down there in Nashville. So if you get a chance to run down there, check them out. Say hi to Mike. He is just a truly a blessing of a human. Really cool. He has always time for bourbon lovers, at least in my experience. Of course, that being said, so have some of the others like Pablo from Rare Character. But we're not getting into all of that. We're just going to focus on Mike and Nashville Barrel and what they've got. So I have quite a few Nashville barrels. I've got a couple of store picks that were done with rye. I have got a maple finished bourbon. Just a slew of different ones. Like I said, they're doing some good stuff. So if you're not familiar with Nashville Barrel, if you haven't had Nashville Barrel, I would challenge you to go and pick up a bottle, any of them, and see what you think. They are not exactly the cheapest thing on the shelf, but I would also say that they're not an ordinary bottle on the shelf. So whatever they're asking for it, unless it's unless it's way above MSRP, I assure you that it is worth the MSRP. On everything that I've had so far, Mike really just does a phenomenal job. But that's enough horn tooting. Let's see what we get in this sample. All right, remember it's 115 proof, so we're going to have to be ready for a little bit. Most of the stuff that I seem to get from Nashville Barrel is of that higher proof, closer to the cask strength. Even this one, which is supposed to be their small batch, is not is not that low proof, 115 proof. That's getting up there. Now I don't have any other information beyond that. I wasn't given the bottle, just a sample to try. But this is nice. It's very nice. So it's a very light nose. It's not a heavy like kind of nose. But I am getting just a hint of that marker smell, and I'm always looking for that because I feel like a lot of times that will determine how hard it's going to whenever you take a drink. But it's very very light on the nose. Yeah, I don't know if my sniffer's just not working or what, but I've seemed to have had several that have been light on the nose here recently. Yeah, this is just it's brown sugar and vanilla and barrel char. That's what I'm getting on the nose. All right, let's get into it. Cheers. Oh, very oak forward. Very oak forward with vanilla. Ooh, and there's a like a twang. It's a spice. I'm not sure which spice it is, but it's not off-putting. It's actually really nice. It's a little bit of a turns into a little bit of a sour note almost. Not sour in the fact that you're like, but sour in that blends with everything. Sometimes you just want a little bit of a rounded there, um, and so this that 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 note that I'm struggling to name kind of brings everything together. So imagine it's the rubber band that's holding the bouquet of flavors, if you will. But I again struggling a little bit to name it right off. Let's go in for another sip. Yeah, see if I can jog that thesaurus that I'm carrying around. All right, cheers. You get that barrel char right up front, and then there's this honey sweetness with vanilla and baking spice. There's maybe a little bit of cinnamon in there too. There is quite a bit of a hug. It is fairly warm, but not 115 proof warm. So you got to be careful when you're drinking this one because it does not drink at its proof level. So you may end up waddling after a few sips of this if you haven't eaten and you're not careful. This is really nice. Again, Nashville Barrel doesn't ever really let down. They most of their stuff is just really, really good, and I I enjoy the stuff that Mike obtains and works with. It's all good. So when you get your chance, go get you some. We'll see you on the next.